Thanks, Jack. So 3 priests and a police chief walk into a bagel shop. That's all I got. One of these days I'm going to figure out the joke in there. It'll be really good at that point. Anyway, every Monday that I can make it, I actually do go to bagels with 3 priests because they bounce ideas off each other. And whenever I have to give a homily, I definitely go because I'm not that smart. So, 3 priests, theologians, big thinkers, degrees, bouncing ideas off each other is awesome. And then they'll look at me and say, "What do you think?" And I'll tell them. And Father Tom, with his stoic Viking face, will raise an eyebrow and he'll say, "That's just dumb." Mother Elizabeth will lean back, tap her face, and say, "Tell me more." And then Father Art will say, "You're such a heretic, I'm calling the bishop." Welcome to my Mondays. So because of that, this is what you're going to get. Advent is a season of anticipation, of longing, hope, and expectation. And it reminds me of a time in my life when anticipation consumed me. My whole focus was on getting home. I could hardly wait to see Jill, my family, and friends. I was counting the hours, the minutes. I was so excited. And then stepping off the plane, coming home from Saudi, I saw Jill. I knew that was going to happen, sorry. And my mom and dad. I felt so much joy. Joy that I couldn't contain. I cried, I laughed, and I felt love. And I felt all those things whenever I was anticipating seeing my daughter in their wedding dress for the first time. Seeing Brooke and then Melissa. And then seeing Kylie after dropping her off at college and not seeing her for a while, and anticipating with excitement to see her that day. Those moments taught me to be present, and the kind of watching and waiting God invites us into during Advent. That kind of anticipation, deep, joyful, transformative, is the heart of Advent. In today's gospel, Jesus says, "Stay awake," not anxiously, but expectantly, like somebody waiting on a loved one to come home. We as Christians are invited to live that way every day. Advent reminds us to stand ready, not in fear, but in hope, not in dread, but in longing. Christ calls us to live with the expectation of his return, to shape our lives around his teachings, so that every morning our first words are not, "Oh God, it's morning," but "Good morning, God. Thank you for another day to live as you call me to live." Teaching us to wake up grateful rather than resentful, expectant rather than exhausted. But let's be honest, as we get older, the holiday season can lose its sparkle. Maybe we've lost loved ones. We're struggling financially. The decorations we used to love now feel like chores. The gatherings feel exhausting. The joy feels harder to grasp. Sometimes we dread the season, not because we've lost faith, but because life has piled on so many responsibilities. so many stresses that we lose sight of the heart of it all. We forget that Advent isn't about perfection. It isn't about matching pajamas or flawless meals or having everything under control or the rush. It's not about the financial strain and the fear of not doing enough. Advent is about presence. God's presence with us and our presence with each other. So maybe this year, instead of fighting the chaos, we embrace it. Because sometimes the chaos is where love lives. Embrace the burnt cookies, the tangled lights, the toddler meltdown during the Christmas program. In those unscripted moments, we often encounter the most authentic love. It's where memories are made. It's where God works. Maybe this year, instead of focusing on the financial burden, we focus on generosity of spirit. Instead of being overwhelmed by the demands of our time, we offer our presence. Instead of being consumed by stress, we pause long enough to say, God, help me see you in all of this. Advent teaches us to lean forward with excited anticipation, not just for Christmas Day, but for Christ himself, for his ongoing work in our hearts, for his presence in our families, for his return to glory. May we rediscover the joy we once felt, the joy of coming home, the joy of expecting something beautiful, the joy of knowing Christ is near. This Advent, may we recover that breathless anticipation, waking each morning with good morning God on our lips, living each day leaning into his coming, and waiting not with dread, but with joy, with someone who knows love is on the way.